Folks, the picture that you see here is of a Walmart. And if you will notice, all of those SUVs that are parked in the access way, the roadway, those are all police cars. Now, just so that you're aware, just this scene alone, and that's not the full scene, there are 21 police cars in front of this Walmart. I'm showing this picture to show you exactly what happens anytime a police officer calls regarding shots fired, okay? There is what we call in LA a swarm. Translation, everybody, their brother, their sister, their aunt, uncle, and cousins all go racing to the scene because they want to get in on it. Now, I digress slightly. Black people, is it time for us to boycott and stay away from Walmart? I say that because over the last 6 years, 7 years, there have been a tremendous number of police officer assaults and murders at Walmart. Now, I don't know why, other than Walmart tends to draw, obviously, a lot of people. And in various areas, a lot of black people. Now, if you have police officers who are more attuned to going after black people, this is a natural hunting ground. Now, you can Google it for yourself, and you need to Google police officer shootings at Walmart. There are a ton of them. Excuse me, a ton of them. They're always in the news. Police officer shoots someone, and I'm not even going to throw the color into it, shoots someone at Walmart. Now, you don't hear about police shootings at places like Costco or Sam's Club or Tom Thumb or Vons, even a Ralph's, or I forget what the other name for Ralph's is, but or Albertsons, but Walmart, tons of them. Now, cops rush in to a Walmart. John Crawford is in there minding his own business, just a normal shopper. Two white people call into the police department claiming that Mr. Crawford was waving a gun and a rifle in a menacing manner, which that was a lie. They go in, no warning, shoot Mr. Crawford in the head. The cops get off. The two people, husband and wife, who called in that bullshit story, nothing's done to them. It occurs in Ohio, business as usual. There was a case of a 80-year-old grandmother, okay? Also in Ohio. This one was in Columbus, Ohio. This lady has a cane, is walking in the parking lot with a cane. The police officers for whatever reason, ran up on this woman, snatched her and threw her to the ground. This is an 80-year-old black woman. They threw her to the ground so forcefully that it opened up her head and there was blood all over the place. Lady hadn't done anything wrong, but they decided that she was a threat, ran up on her, threw her to the ground, and severely injured her. There was another case of a woman and her husband who walked into a Walmart. A call 30 minutes earlier had been made about the theft of a customer's purse. They run up on this woman, tell her that they need to look in her purse. Well, as most women are going to protest that, and obviously they didn't have a search warrant, they physically threw this woman to the ground, okay? Handcuff her. The victim of the theft comes and tells them that that's not the woman that stole her property. Do you think that they apologize, immediately let the woman up and let her go? No. Now they got to make up a bullshit story about why this woman is handcuffed and on the ground. The story they come up with is failure to comply. Failure to comply with what? They had no reason to stop this woman, or if they did have a reason to stop her, they had no reason to detain her. And afterwards, when they found out that this was not the person that they were looking for, they couldn't back away from it. This woman was on the ground for 30 minutes, okay? 30 minutes. And the cops were trying to intimidate the people that gathered around and saw the treatment that they had given to this woman, and they wanted to take her to jail. Fortunately, the people in the store said that ain't happening, and it almost turned into a riot situation. And the next thing you know, here comes a swarm of cops into the store trying to disperse everybody and tell everybody to leave. Well, the people said, fuck that. They weren't leaving because they were abusing the woman, and her husband stood strong next to her. But unlike a lot of situations, he wasn't talking crazy. He was talking rationally, and he had tons of witnesses, and people were taking a video of the incident, so they knew they were in trouble. Ultimately, the original officer left the scene. The one that threw the lady on the ground and handcuffed her, he left the scene because he knew his ass was in trouble. So then what happens? The people in the town were so pissed off that the police had to come out and give a statement, okay? They did ultimately release the lady from the handcuffs and let her go, but the husband was so incensed and let the people that he knew know what was going on, and especially the TV stations, that the police were forced to make a public statement about the whole thing. So what did they do? They trot out this Uncle Tom black police lieutenant who right off the bat says he will take no questions and starts giving the bullshit story about what happened. Well, as far as I was concerned, that ain't gonna wash. That ain't gonna wash. But as I was stating, there are tons and tons of these stories about black patrons being accosted by police at Walmarts. There was an additional story that occurred here in Texas where a black patron, and in Texas we have concealed carry, a black patron is walking into Walmart. Apparently a white patron sees that he has a concealed handgun, and you can tell if you look close enough, you can tell when somebody's walking around with a concealed weapon, if you know what to look for. And now in Texas, we don't even have to walk around with our handguns concealed. But at the time you did. He tackles the guy, and two other patrons jump on the guy. The guy hasn't done anything, okay? They called the cops. The cops initially were gonna take the black guy, okay? But again, the people in the store who witnessed it saw what happened, okay? And they put up a big ruckus about the thing, to the point that the police officers went back to the office to review the video. And for those of you who are not aware of it, Walmart has video cameras everywhere, and especially at the entrances to their stores. When they reviewed the video and they saw what happened, they had to let the black guy go, and then in turn grabbed up the white guy and arrested him for assault on the black guy. But I say that to say this: we need to stay away from Walmart until they can get their acts together as far as having police involved in situations that don't require it. They need to do a better job with their own internal security before outside law enforcement is called. Now, don't get me wrong, if they catch somebody shoplifting or assaulting somebody else, in my mind, that's pretty much cut and dry. You call law enforcement, get them involved, okay, but you better be damn sure about the shoplifting, and you better have the right one. But short of that, people, Walmart is a black harassment and killing zone. We need to stay the hell away from there.